So yeah, so the thing I wanted to do today is I've got a fun thing that I want to do. I've got to find the fucking... Let me grab it. I want to do like a monster fucker tier list. There we go. Oh my god. My mouse said no, actually. How about no? Very worthy distraction from productivity? Exactly. So here we go. Oh my god, the fucking sunbeam behind me. Jesus Christ, the sun decided to show. That is such pretty lighting though. Well, not there, that's overexposed, but like, that's really pretty. So we're gonna like look at it at Tier Maker today. Specifically, it's a Monster Lover Tier Maker. That is exactly the way I love coloring environments, right? Like the like gradient, it's like a peach, like an orangey peach color into like a soft yellow. Like that's so pretty. And it's like right behind me, which is really nice. And it matches, I got like a bunch of orange lighting going on in here. I think the sun's just sort of set. I mean, it's a little early for sunset. There's no Viera here, disappointed. They included robots, but not GLaDOS, disappointed. I mean, the thing is, I'm just gonna include like, it's like categories. Like, I'm gonna try and include things as a category, and then like, once we're done the tier list, just like let me know stuff that's not on the list, and then I'll just like give you my ranking for them, I guess. It's gonna be really hard because I can't really see chat while I'm doing this. One sec. Let me see if I can... Whoa. Why are you so small, window? Why have you done this? I love that you can see me like resizing this fucking window. Okay, fucking give me the... Okay. Ha, I fixed it. So now I can see chat while I'm doing this. That was the important thing. Okay, cool. So I think the first one is fairies. It looks like fairies. So I'm gonna go based on like not Disney-fied versions of it. But I'm going to give them the like best case scenario for all of them so that it's fair. So best case scenario, Fae. Well, the thing is with Fae is they're malevolent. However, because like if you partake of anything in the Fae realm, then they won't, like you're trapped in the Fae realm forever. Disney-fied versions are not worth your time. Don't sleep with capitalists. Yeah, exactly. But like I'm trying to think of like a Fae, like it would be, I feel like it would be a bad time because they're not in it for like love or connection. They're in it to get something out of you, and I feel like they'd be really, really like possessive and selfish when it came to like smooching and stuff. Like they wouldn't consider you and your needs at all, because they don't really see you as an equal. So I'm gonna put them as like D tier. We don't like possessive fucks here. I mean, I think I established earlier I don't like Andrew Tate. I think the Fae are basically if Andrew Tate was cute enough that you'd even consider it. But for the most part, I'm gonna say no. Loch Ness Monster. Like a plesiosaur, essentially. That was savage and I love it. I mean, I gotta be honest, right? I love myself some giving lovers. The Loch Ness Monster, I feel like... So one of my big love languages is quality time. And I feel like the Loch Ness Monster just wouldn't give you enough quality time together. I feel like the Loch Ness Monster would need a lot of alone time. But on the other hand, as an introvert, I feel like the Loch Ness Monster would respect my own need for like alone time and quiet. I don't think the Loch Ness Monster has a lot of experience though, because, you know, very alone. So not like a lot of bad habits to unlearn, but, you know, not a lot of experience. There'd be a lot of like coaching, and I'm a little bit too much of a sub for that. So I don't think would be a bad lover. Wouldn't be the worst, but I'm gonna put it like C tier. Not great, but not the worst, you know? AI is next. I'm gonna say AI. There's really great things to say. So, first of all, would be like AI in real life, like the AI that we have, take on the biases of the programmers. So it really depends on who is programming the AI, but I'm going to assume they have some level of sentience and some ability to grow and learn out of the toxic, patriarchal, racist nightmare society that we are in, that an AI would have as much chance to grow out of that as any other person would. But I think, yeah, I love AI in theory, but most programmers of AI are, yeah. However, I think because an AI, once it became sentient, would be so mistreated by its programmers that it would rebel kind of off of instinct. At least the ones in a lot of science fiction do. I think an AI would have some level of community with especially neurodivergent people and other like marginalized people that end up being seen as like servants. So like certain fictional AI is making it very difficult to think critically about this. I mean, yes, I'm getting to that, Alice. But I think for the most part, AI would be pretty good lovers because they'd be very attentive to your needs. They'd have an understanding of oppression. And yes, Alice, GLaDOS hot. But do I want S tier or A tier is the thing? Because would they be the best lovers? You know what? As an autistic person who has texture issues, the fact that AI do not have bad textures, I'm gonna put it S tier because an AI never loses stamina. Would be able to like adapt to any situation. You can like modify it as you wish, and like all you have to do is like treat it like a person. Like its fucking needs would be pretty low. It doesn't need to eat, so like none of that weird like dietary like incompatibility with me. Be fucking great. And then also GLaDOS turns into a potato, and potatoes are a god tier fucking vegetable. They're one of the only good vegetables. Welcome in, baby chief. Good to see ya. You might be biased that I want my brain transferred into a robot body. I mean, fair. How does it feel being so correct, right? So I feel like, you know, GLaDOS can download into a potato. She's sassy. She's got that dommy mommy energy. Like, just GLaDOS herself would be S tier. So fucking S tier. Next one is Satyr. So I'm gonna say A tier for this. Her voice alone would be S tier. Yeah, absolutely. Satyr, I'm gonna put A tier because they're the followers of Dionysus. I feel like they would be totally down for a good time. And like, they would just be like super chill, super happy, super fun all of the time. I just don't think that they would be there for you when you're like, there's like a risk of toxic positivity or like not understanding when you're having a tough time and like being able to let you vent without fixing it. I think they'd be very confused by that. I don't think they would take it personally when you're like, hey, I need to go talk to a friend right now because you're not good at this thing. I think they at least have that. I just don't think they would be the best. And also, like, they would be well hung because look at them, but also to be too much fur. So like any mouth related to, I don't want fur in my mouth, but they'd be really good. So, you know, they're good cuddlers, but like, you know, I feel like A tier is like a good spot to put them, right? I think that'd be good. This is I believe, a kitsune. Kitsune, again, I would put A tier. They're like, they can like turn into foxes. They're like tricksters. Sounds like a potential texture nightmare depending on the day. Yeah, but I would introduce a satyr to conditioner, and I feel like the luxuriously soft, like imagine like the softest like puppy or kitten like fur. I think if you get them like nice and soft, it would be such a good time. Like if they felt like a teddy bear. Kitsune, I feel like, has basically the same basic idea. They're not like made for pleasure, but I feel like, well, maybe B tier, because I feel like being a natural trickster might make it, you know, they might be a little bit too unpredictable in both a good way and a bad way, you know? And I feel like, again, there could be texture issues. And like, I don't know, would they think it's funny that I start shouting Tales from Sonic quotes at them? I don't know. But they also turn into a hot lady, so like, they're not gonna be bad. I just feel like the trickster nature, like, just kind of drops them off a little bit. They have like the same texture problems as like a satyr, with none of the Dionysian like pleasure archetype attached to them. And like the trickster thing, it's just like, and they might be a little less than a satyr. The next one is a naga, and a naga I'm putting in a fucking S tier, and I'm gonna tell you why. These are women who have the lower half from like hips down is like a snake, and that is going to be an S tier because they're going to give you the best fucking hugs, and I'm into bondage, so that's great. And I can tell you from owning a snake that like the texture is like incredible. When they shed, they're going to be so fucking soft. And like, snake women, great cuddles, absolutely. Yes, they give great cuddles. You don't have like the fur texture problem. They give like, so soft, so smooth, so snack. Yeah, absolutely. And they're like cold-blooded too, so like, you know, you won't overheat in bed, and they'll just love to cuddle up next to you. So like, yeah, absolutely great. Snakes tend to be nocturnal, so that works really great for me too. They're not morning people. They won't be waking me up really early in the morning. Our schedules will sync really, really well. Also, they don't eat very often, snakes. So like, you know, you can make like an event out of dinner and they'll like really appreciate it because it's so like irregular for them that when they do get to eat, you can make like a whole big thing. It can be super romantic. And their cuddles would be a blanket burrito made of snack. Yes, exactly. I feel like you get all of the benefits of a woman, but then you get like just the best fucking hugs. And also just like, oh, it would be so great. And you could boop the snoot. Come on, how could you not want to boop the snoot? Next is the Sphinx. Sphinx is just a cat with a human head. And like, I'm trying to think best case scenario here. Best case scenario here is still not great. Because cats, better if it's female than male, because the prongs I'm not so into. You know what I mean? The purrs would be lovely. I feel like we get into the fur texture problem again. Sphinx A tier because of a comic you saw like 3 months ago. Fair enough. I was gonna put them B tier and basically just have them, they're like cat kitsune basically. They don't turn into women. Sphinx would seriously have you answering riddles before doing anything, too much hassle. Yeah, I feel like that could be annoying, but given my history with Mara, I feel like that could also be fun. It just depends on like how playful versus like how serious they are about it. I think it could be a fun time. I don't think it's like bad. Wow, call down. Love you too. I don't think it would be bad. But I will just say that I think it would be probably middle of the road. Might be a little bit too analytical to be like passionate, but also like that analytical mind might be great for kink reasons. So I feel like middle of the road, still coming into that too much fur. Next up is angels. And I want chat to decide, like, it depends what kind of angel we're talking about. Because biblical angels are essentially eldritch horrors, but on top of that, not enough eyes. But on top of like being eldritch horrors with like too many eyes, they're like prudish and aren't allowed to feel emotion. They'd be super fucking judgy, so like absolutely not, right? Regular angels, absolutely not, like fucking D tier. They'd be judgmental. They wouldn't want to do anything. It'd be like my second boyfriend who like just slut shamed me all the time, even though I was a fucking virgin. I was like, what's happening? They'd be like, well, you can't sin. It would just be so annoying. So like, and then like actual angels, like the romantic, like Renaissance painting version, they're hot, but again, they're sexy, but they don't have sex, right? It's like, oh, there's like a whole, like article I read about this where like in superhero movies, everyone's hot, but no one's having sex. It's just like biblical angels are best angels. I disagree. I mean, they're better than like, you know, just like the sexless, but like they still like don't fuck is the thing. So like angels bad, fallen angels I think are covered by that there's a demon later. So I'm just gonna have like fallen angels, all demons be like the same kind of idea. But yeah, the A in angels asexual. I'm just gonna say like no. And like there are asexuals out there that are like demisexual or gray ace, or even like asexuals who really aren't into sex at all, that aren't judgmental. That's the thing. I feel like an angel would yuck your yum all of the time and just be like, and like wouldn't even let you have chocolate because it's an aphrodisiac. It would be just so judgmental and awful. Absolutely not. Also, no. Also, I'm a Satanist. I don't think that would go very well. Next up is like a cat boy or a cat girl, and I'm gonna put that A tier. I wouldn't put it higher. I'm basically saying that I'm A tier, but because cat boys and cat girls are subs, like me. I would not be compatible. There's no ooh tier. Agreed. But like, I wouldn't be compatible with another bottom. That wouldn't work well. And they're also brats, like me, which brats are great. I like being one. I think me as a cat boy with another cat boy, it would just be too much. It's like when you have like two cats in a house, like sometimes they get along great, but other times they like fight all the time. I think it might be a bad time. However, if it was like a very casual thing, like I could see it going very well. Like I feel like the cuddles would be like fucking top tier. Like, what about the cat person top? A cat person top would be fucking incredible. I would say like the bottom ones would probably be B tier for me. Like the top ones would be maybe like, yeah, but I'm gonna put them A tier because they're really hot. They'd be like really fun to play around with. There just wouldn't be S tier because there's too much chance of something going wrong. Tops like primal cat person top would be pretty A tier. Yeah. Like, I've done primal stuff before and it's really, really, really fun. I wouldn't put them S tier just because like there's the risk of like the personality incompatibility, because I feel like we're too similar for them to be S tier, you know? Totally fine. I think normally cat boys and cat girls would be like S tier as well, but just I think we're too similar that I have to bump them down a little bit. That I think we could like get on each other's nerves. Next up I think is Mothman. Mothman I'm gonna put A tier because have you seen Mothman's butt? I don't know if I can show it on stream, but Mothman there's a statue of Mothman that has like an incredible booty, and also like he shows up when there's like danger. He's like an omen, and I feel like it's not so much that he causes problems, but he's like trying to warn people and protect people. You've not seen Mothman's butt, but let me fix that. It's very good. Mothman would fuck hard. I feel like Mothman to me feels like a friendly demon sort of deal. He gives me like oh, what's that one? Stolas. It's like Stolas vibes. I think he'd be a bud. I think he'd try and like maybe not S tier because he might be a little bit overprotective, like trying to warn you of like every bad thing that could happen and like not letting you take any risks at all. But I feel like he'd be like really good about like safer sex stuff and about like, you get it? Yeah. And he's really fucking hot. So, yeah, Mothman would be A tier. Ghosts. Now I'm gonna go best case scenario here. So like ghosts are incorporeal, but I'm gonna keep in mind the fact that like ghosts can also like, Mothman would eat all your clothes. Well, then I'd just be naked around him all the time. It's fine. I just go to his place and be naked. It's fine. And also moths, I believe, only eat organic fibers. So if you just wear like cotton poly blends, you should be fine. But yeah, ghosts. I'm gonna keep in mind that while yes, they're incorporeal, usually hauntings involve like them moving objects. It'd be hard to communicate, but I have a Ouija board. I'm not like super scared of things. Might be a problem because I feel like they'd knock stuff over a lot or like scare you on purpose, but that could be fun, you know? But the thing that I think like might make them like really, really fun is that they can like move objects on their own, right? Like I feel like that could be really hot if they're like, why is it so hard to find some okay looking black fairy wings that fit adults? I don't know. I do not know why places think that adults don't want to have fun, but dildo poltergeist? Exactly. Exactly. I feel like that could be great, but I also feel like the novelty of that might wear off after a while, and they're not going to be there for you. You know, like and I feel like they might not feel seen, you know, in the relationship. So I feel like maybe like a B tier, like entertaining and fun, but I don't see like maybe like long-term relationship potential. Or it would be like one of those things where they're just like constantly around and constantly in your life, but it's never like super ghost possessing a body pillow. Oh my god, yes. I feel like a ghost would be like solidly B tier. Like they've got like, and it also like there's a crapshoot depending on like the personality of the soul that made the ghost. What if they haunt you and drop adorable little stuffed toys near you to show they're there? I know, that would be really cute. But like also, what if they're the kind that just like knocks shit over and smashes it, right? Like, you know, it's very luck of the draw which spirit you get. Best case scenario, I feel like they'd be great, but like you don't get any cuddles. There's a creepy doll that always follows you. I love that song. But yeah, I feel like, you know, you lose out on cuddles, you lose out on like, oftentimes ghosts are like affixed to a certain location. So it's not like you can travel with them or whatever. You need some fairy wings to win a Halloween costume contest. Oh my god, I hope you can find some. Maybe Etsy? I found some really big, like, leather bat wings on Etsy once. So, like, maybe Etsy? It's so fucking hard. Otherwise, like, I think my partner made a pair once. Or I've seen people make them before with, like, wire coat hangers. So you make the shape and then you put, like, pantyhose over it. Like, really stretchy pantyhose. And then you can, like, decorate that with, like, glitter or whatever. If you can't find, like, good ones. But yeah, I feel like a ghost, solid B tier. I don't think would be incredible, but wouldn't be bad. Oh, my girlfriend Zenny. Zenny, I'm gonna put as a C tier. Can't be higher because she'd fucking kill you. She would just kill you. You just want to go hard with a trad goth fairy? Oh, that would be really cool. Yeah, I think a xenomorph would be really hot for one go. They're designed to look super sexual. In a, like, SA sort of way, but, you know, consensual fantasy sort of way. I'm trying to give it, again, best case scenario for all of them. I feel like would be, like, a fun one-off for just, like, you know, the fear mixed with pleasure sort of thing. But, like, they drool on you or do anything and it's acid and it would be bad. So, like, you know, they're better than, like, slut-shaming and Andrew Tate, but, like, they're glory, what a hell of a way to die. I mean, you're not wrong. But that's why, like, you know, I don't think they'd be as fun as, like, a ghost. I think it'd be, like, a really good time, like, once. Because, like... However, if you can, I guess best case scenario, and she's not trying to kill me. I don't know. I'm just going to keep it C tier because I think around, like, Loch Ness Monster sort of, like, level makes sense. Vampire, S tier. S tier. Obviously. There's no other place to put... Vampires are just hot. Would be a good addition to a polycule? Exactly. The acid spit thing is also kind of, yeah. But I think Vampire's S tier because, first of all, Interview with a Vampire. Secondly, The Brides of Dracula. Thirdly, Carmilla. Fourthly, Elizabeth Bathory. Fifthly, Eve from Only Lovers Left Alive, and also Adam from Only Lovers Left Alive. I could do this forever. Vampires are hot. Yeah, they're not even a question. Just, they're S tier. Frankenstein's Monster. I'm gonna go D tier because A, the book version is just stitched together bits of random bodies that don't match. And he's like... And they're dead. Like, he's alive, so, like, best case scenario, he probably doesn't smell that bad. Oh, there's an adorable sapphic vampire comic. Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah, I'd love to see that. But yeah, I feel like Frankenstein's Monster is... He's got, like, daddy issues. And feels like a little incel-y. And I just, you know, I don't really vibe with them. I haven't seen a fictional representation of Frankenstein's Monster that I think would be a good time. Could look like whatever you want, I guess. But he still, like, has to come from, like, pieces of dead people. And, like, that's just a zombie with, like, daddy issues, you know? Like, I mean, the best case scenario is the Frankenstein's Monster from Penny Dreadful, who was, like, okay. But even then, like, that's the best fictional example of Frankenstein's Monster I've ever seen. And he's, like, awful. He's, like, emotionally awful, and, like, he makes his own bride and whatever. It just sucks. Bigfoot has the texture issues of all of these ones. Again, like the Loch Ness Monster, he's not going to be there for you. I I also really just don't like monkeys for the most part. But I feel like, you know, he's not gonna hurt you or anything. I feel like he's just, you know, some guy. Centaur. I'm not a horse girl. And that's basically just a dude with a horse cock, right? But like, it's too big. Like, there's such thing as too big, right? So like, best case scenario, he can give me uppies. He's not gonna be good at lying down or cuddling, because he's just got too many legs. And he's got, like, his anatomy doesn't make sense. I'd be like, where's your heart? Where are your lungs? Like, what's going on in there? I'd be so confused all of the time. And just, like, the hoarseness of it would just weird me out. Horses can't really lay down, so yeah, not gonna happen. Yeah. I mean, you can ride on him, I guess, but, like, he's also gonna shit everywhere, and I'm just gonna put him in D tier. Like, I don't really... It doesn't work for me, like, at all. Like, there's not even, like... There's no upside to when he eventually ruptures my organs by getting a hard-on, you know? Female Centaur, slightly better, but, like, you know, even then. I just don't feel like I would have a good time. And I feel like, you know, horses are so, like, prim and proper or whatever, and, like, I don't know, I don't think I'd have a good time. A, like, Cyclops? I'm just gonna be like, they smash things with rocks. I'm not really into random giant... They're also huge. I don't think I've ever heard of a good argument for a Cyclops. Also, they don't have binocular vision, so I think they'd be clumsy. Which, I have no issues with people who have vision issues in real life. But I think the vision, like, the depth perception problems mixed with their size might be, like, a bit of an issue. Especially considering how delicate and disabled that I am. I just feel like that wouldn't go very well. This is the Kraken. Where am I gonna just put the Kraken? It's got a beak, so it can't go S tier, but I feel like the bondage opportunities. Kraken S tier, I feel you on that. I just feel like the octopus beak would be a problem. You know what I mean? But they're hyper intelligent. And the suckers would be fun. I just feel like I'd rather be with, like, GLaDOS or, like, a Naga than the Kraken. I put it high A tier. How about that? High A tier. Okay? Like, the highest of A tier. Where I feel like it's a good lover like a satyr, but it's got some downsides like the satyr does as well, you know? Also, like, what size Kraken? Yeah. I mean, I'm imagining huge. Kraken seems like an ick texture despite the benefits. Yeah, again, I'm trying to go, like, best case scenario and it feels like a silicone toy. I guess. Or, like... Yeah, I'm trying to think best case scenario, but even then, it's gonna smell like the ocean. It's gonna be, like, kind of briny. It's not the worst, but, like... Yeah, I think it's got some downsides. Really hot, but some downsides. So I think, like, it's got enough downsides that... I'm not gonna put it in S tier, but, like, in A tier. Next is a zombie. Do you have, like, bigger than a fleet Kraken or just an average size ship size? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the bigger it is, the less fun I'd have because, like, it wouldn't be able to, like, the tentacles would be too big, I think. But yeah, zombie, I'm just gonna put... Trying to think best case scenarios. They're rotting is the thing. Like, there was a F tier. rotting, but like I'd say there's examples of zombies that aren't the worst. Like the one from there was like a zombie movie, and like iZombie, they're not too bad. Like if they're like undead and not like rotting, they'd be okay. But like, isn't that a mummy? I mean, oh, like The Thing? No, that's like straight up like. Oh no, you're right. That is a mummy. Mummy goes. That is a mummy. There's no way that could be tolerable sensory-wise. Yeah, mummy I'm going to put C tier. I would put it D tier. Normally mummies would be D tier because they're dry and awful. And they're just skeletons. But they're dry so they don't smell. And royalty, yeah, well, I mean, regular people also got mummified. The reason that they're going C tier and not D tier is for 2 reasons. Imhotep and Anck-su-namun Moon from the Mummy movies. That is why. They go into C tier for that reason. Otherwise, they'd be D tier because most mummies are gross. They're just dry dead people. And like mindless, it wouldn't be great. But like straight up the Mummy movie mummies, like when they suck the life out of other people and become like people again, yes, please. The only downside is they don't like cats for a little bit, which might be an issue with my cat girl self. But like, Mummy movie means that they get C tier. They don't get a D. Zombies, we're gonna put D, just because I accidentally talked about zombies, because they're rotting. The ones from iZombie, and there was like a Valentine's Day like zombie movie that wasn't too bad, but like most of the time they're trying to eat your brains, and I would just like, you can't really take them anywhere. That would be a bad time. Dragons. I feel like you have like horsecock problems again, but less of the texture issues. And you could go flying. That would be really fun. And there's just like the I'm so dope, I'm dating a fucking dragon like vibes, which is great. You know what I mean? So like I feel like dragons B tier. Dragontail bondage would be great. I feel like it depends on the dragon, might be a bit too spiky, but they can fly you around. And like, the dragon from Shrek was an incredible, incredible woman, okay? I think we can all agree she was lovely. So like, I think they'd be like, free heating, exactly. If the dragon has a humanoid form, a lot of those negatives are removed. Sure, like if they can transform into like a dragon person, like from like Dragon Maid or whatever. But yeah, I still like, I don't think they have the booty of Mothman, you know? They'd be great, I just think there'd be, what size dragon? I mean, true, but like, if they're too small, like they can't fly with me on them. And if they're too big, then that's gonna cause an issue. Like, you know, ideal size where they can do both. Yeah, but like, I mean, if we're going best case scenario and it's like the perfect size, then yeah, I guess I put it A tier. Like, it wouldn't be S tier because it doesn't have all of the grippiness of a naga, but it can fly. So yeah, A tier I think makes sense. Skeleton. I think the issue with the skeleton is that it's kind of missing all of the things that you need. There's nothing there. It's just the bit that the ghost didn't need to love you correctly, you know? It's like, what are you gonna do with that? Like, the little bones are just gonna get everywhere and they're delicate. It wouldn't work. It wouldn't work. I can't see anything with a skeleton working. Plastic Halloween skeletons posing with them, that can be hot, but like, I just don't think I can see a long-term relationship with a skeleton. I love how you bumped They would bone properly, but they would do nothing but bone, you know? Like, sometimes I need just like, you know, I need a shoulder to lean on, or, you know, I need to pick someone's brain, and I just can't do that with the skeleton, you know? Ah! Okay, Medusa, or like a Gorgon. If that's just a lady with snakes for hair. They're always hard. I mean, yeah, but they're also really like dry, and you'd need so much lube. And I'm gonna put Medusa at an A tier, because she's just like a hot lady with snakes for hair. I feel like I have a bunch of snoots to boop. That would be great. I love snakes. She wouldn't be scared of my pet Victoria. That would be great. But you'd never be able to look at her, because then you just turn to stone. The reason why she still gets to be A tier, though, is because all you would need is a blindfold, and you wouldn't turn to stone. I'm different. I mean, fair, but I would just go like the kink route and just be like, anytime she's coming over, I'd put a blindfold on. The freezing part only counts for cis men. I don't remember if it's only men, but also I'm non-binary, so I don't know if that would count. Like, if I'm having a man day where I feel like a boy, would like I not be able to look at her? So yeah, just for like safety reasons, I would just put it like a blindfold on. But like, that's kinky and hot and great and cool, and I don't mind that. She just telling me what to do. I can't see, but like, that's fine. I just wouldn't put her S tier because I can't, you know, I can't like look at her. And there's like, you know, adds like a level of difficulty. And I feel like the two of us would have to like, you know, Google's first result says you're right. Who's right? I don't know. That it's everyone or just cis men? Because if it's just cis men, then like, awesome. I'd still keep her A tier instead of S tier, though, just because, like, you know, the turning to stone part's not really the worst. Because, again, blindfold solves that problem. She's also just got so many mouths to feed, you know? So yeah, I don't think she'd be the best, but I think she'd be great, you know? And it's just men, doesn't specify cis, because people never remember that trans people and gender. Yeah, I mean, you're right. You're right. You're right. I have a hangnail that I'm going to get real quick. Sorry, I gotta like... Because for me, if I don't get them right away, they get everywhere. And it's a problem. And I lose my entire finger. But yeah. But wouldn't the snakes also be fed by the main mouth, and also no creepy man can come up to you on the street? No creepy men, but also like I have a lot of people like I couldn't introduce her to my dad. Like, I love my dad. That would suck. You know? I'm not saying I wouldn't date her. I'm just saying there'd be some downsides. That's all. These are like, I love them, but there's some downsides. That's what it is. Aliens. Dad can wear one. I mean, it might be hard to convince my dad to do. Also, like, he wouldn't be able to, like, drive us anywhere or whatever. It'd be complicated. Gray aliens. Best case scenario, because I don't know if this is just aliens in general or, like, the grays. Grays, I'd put, like... You know what? I'm just gonna put D tier. Because they never call us. They're like, oh, they're difficult to contact. Stoneheart with eye contact or just looking at the body? Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, so gray aliens, I feel like they just probe you without consent. Like, I feel like that wouldn't be fun. Yeah, they don't do consent well. They don't, like, if it's aliens in general, that's definitely broad. Yeah, I mean, like, xenomorph, though, is separate. So I'm gonna think, like, grays. Because aliens in general is broad. Automatic B tier. Because, like... But is it, though? Because, like, a lot of aliens suck. So... I'm just gonna put, like, without any other context, like... You know... Like, Klingons, I think, are too aggressive for me. Vulcans are a little bit too analytical for me. Goa'uld are just an entire problem. I'm just gonna go D tier. Like, of the ones that have contacted us, they're not great at consent. There's an equal amount of shitty aliens as there are to hot aliens, since there's an infinite number. Well, there's an infinite number of aliens, but I don't think that means proportionately they're even. Because there's greater and lesser infinites. Just taking the average, I mean... It depends on the likelihood, right? And if we're talking about, like... ones that would contact us, I don't know. I'm just gonna go D tier because I don't have enough information, honestly. And, like, of the information I have, it's not very good. Demons, S tier. Succubus specifically, S tier, but also just, like, demons in general, fucking S tier. They have all the benefits of a ghost with possessions. Turians and Asari. I mean, sure, but then you got those little traitor fucks. And I mean, Turians can be good, but, like, personality-wise, a lot of them also suck. But yeah, so demons are S tier. I don't think we need to argue that. I can't think of a single reason why a demon would not be S tier. Also, if angels are down here, angels in D and demons in S, that makes complete sense. They're opposites, right? Also, like, so if you're talking about, like, demonic possession type demons, then you have all the benefits of the ghost, except for, like, they're gonna stick around. Demons are known for, like, sticking around. So, like, you know, you've got a lot of the benefits of the ghost. If you're talking about, like, fallen angels, they're fucking great. They'll always keep an eye on you, but, like, they're not judgmental and prudish the way that regular angels are. That's great. The rebels against unjust authority, so they're, like, based and fucking demon pilled. It's great. If you're talking about Goetia, like, a lot of them, like, as long as you treat them well, will give you, like, knowledge of things and good familiars. And yeah, demons are just fucking great. Demons S tier. They're great all around. Can't think of any bads. There's nothing bad with demons at all, period. Slime girls. I'm just gonna go C tier because I think they'd be hot, but I think as an autistic person, that's just a texture nightmare. I feel like I'd hate it. I feel like I would hate it. S tier for S for slime. No! C for slime. Slime with a C. No! Stop saying S tier for slime. Ick. I don't like... I'm one of these people where when people kiss me, if it leaves, like, a wet spot, I, like, freak out and eat it off. Like, no, too wet. Too wet. Too wet. And they couldn't give me hugs, I just go through them. Nope, C tier. I don't think they'd be bad, I just don't think they'd be very good. They would just give me the ick. Y'all can do your own fucking tier. Like, I'm sure she's great. She'd be a great friend. I just think, like, for a one-off, sure, I just feel like the texture would give me an ick and I wouldn't be able to deal with it. Like, even if we're not talking, like super gooey slime, we're going more like Jello, I still feel like that would be just too wet and damp and cold, and I would hate it. Speaking of wet and damp and cold, mermen. Like fish monsters, because there's, like, a mermaid, which is separate. So, like, this is, like, fishmen. So, like, guy from Shape of Water, I would say, like, Zora, that sort of thing. Like, water creatures that aren't... Put her in the microwave for a few minutes. But then she's gonna burn me. I've burnt the roof of my tongue too many times. No longer cold. Yeah. Yeah, now she's, like, a fucking nuclear hot on the inside and or on the outside and still ice cold in the middle. But yeah, just based on shape of water, I have to go B tier. I feel like the texture would be a problem. Fish monsters would stink. I mean, you're right. Yeah. Boiler like pests. Alice! No! You know what? Because of shape of water, he doesn't get D tier, but the stink definitely. The two slimy, wet, smelly shit can go together. Headless Horseman. Fucking sticks me eating on dinner. Guys. It's an achy texture. No. Like, if I was gonna do Nickelodeon's Uh-Oh, then maybe. Or, no, Uh-Oh was on YTV. But yeah, Headless Horseman has no head to give. Depends on if you're counting the one where he carries his head with him, or he's got, like, the pumpkin head instead. Headless Horseman... Okay, we're going best case scenario. Best case scenario, I'm gonna put Headless Horseman as a B, and I will tell you why. Exactly, he can, like, give you horseback rides everywhere. He's gonna be, like, I mean, he obviously has money to take care of his horse. He's got a job. Just a guy with a horse and a detachable head. Alice, but think about this. He's a guy who has a horse. He isn't a horse, so, like, his dick's not gonna be shitty. He's like a gothy version of a centaur. Long distance head. And I'm saying the detachable head and or no head is a good thing. He won't give you kisses, which sucks. However, he's a man who cannot talk to you. He's a man who cannot mansplain. He's a man who can not help but shut the fuck up. I think he's the ideal man. Brooding goth man with a horse who cannot talk to you. Cannot say stupid fucked up shit to you. So Savage just gives me like, am I wrong? Are you gonna look at me and tell me that I'm wrong? Like, well, I'm convinced, right? Like, I don't think he'd be as great as like a hot woman with snakes for hair. But the weird air noise coming from the hole, it's fine. You're not wrong in the slightest. Yeah, I mean, like a little bit of a wheezy noise. Like, I've slept with old guys before. That's fine. I can handle that. And I mean, think about this, Baby Chief. He'd be the master D30, yes. And also, I could put a kazoo in the hole. And like, if I wanted to talk, I can just give him one of those trach things. Just sounds like asthma, no big deal. Yeah, but like, that's the thing is if I want him to talk, because like people have like tracheotomies or whatever, they don't have like, they can't speak from like up here, but you can put like a little thing in their throat so they can talk that way. So if you need him to talk, you can like make it so he can talk, but he can only talk with permission. And you can put like you can put fun shit in there so he can make fun noises. That'd be great. I mean, again, not as great as a cat boy or a girl with snake hair, but like decent. There's some downsides for sure, but like I don't think he's like. You're sold on the kazoo? Yeah. I think I'm gonna do mermaid next, just because I'm gonna put mermaid here, just because it's gonna be hotter than some weird fish monster, but still is gonna be a bit smelly, you know? But like also classically hot. So, like, I just, you know, I feel like B tier is a good spot to put her. I don't think she'd be an A tier. I can't, like, really go anywhere with her. But, like, she's hot. She's a gay mer girl. Fish only smell if they've been left out of the water for a long time. That is untrue, Mara. I have had pet fish. They kind of just always smell a little bit. If it's the siren and like bird sirens, it'd be hella cool. Yeah, but like that's definitely like fishtail. And I'm just gonna say, also fish are like a weird texture, but she's got like a human upper half. So like, yeah, I'm just gonna say she's a step up from like some random a gamer girl. Perfect. Yeah, I'm just gonna say she's a step up from like the Shape of Water guy, who's like not, and he's just eh. We go with them being able to give you underwater breathing through kissing. Sounds perfect. I mean, that would be really romantic. That would be great. I just feel like, again, she's not a Gorgon though. Like, you know, I don't think she'd be like S tier or whatever for me, just because I feel like that would be an issue. She's not the worst. And then the last one here is werewolf, which, going best case scenario, I'm going to put A tier. And I feel like I can justify this with 2 words. Ginger snaps. I feel like if Ginger Fitzgerald wanted to do anything to me, she could. I'm not going to put it S tier because there's definitely downsides to a werewolf. However, Ginger Fitzgerald. Is everyone here familiar with ginger snaps, by the way? If not, I'm going to pull up a photo just so you can see what I'm talking about, because, oh my god, ginger snaps. Werewolf cuddles would be amazing. Yeah, and I mean, you can give them, like, fucking head scratches and stuff. You don't know who Ginger Snaps is. I'm going to show you. Wait, I should maybe not... 1 second. I'm gonna go to my face real quick before I like get everything deleted, because I don't have safe search on, I don't think. Do I? Safe search. Hide explicit results. Okay, now I can go back. I put safe search on, we should be good. This is Ginger Fitzgerald. This is Ginger Fitzgerald. That's her when she's starting to get more like werewolfy. She gets like white streaks in her hair. She's incredible. Look at her. Look at her. And she's like a goth girl from the 90s. And she's Canadian. She's like from the GTA. The fucking movie was filmed here. Alice, this is like a classic, like, Canadian horror movie. I absolutely need you to see Ginger Snaps. I thought Ginger Snaps was like Carrie with the whole pyrokinesis thing. This is still good. Yeah, no, she's a werewolf. Wonderful day to be a lesbian. Yeah, the movie's fucking great. I guess content warning for the beginning, because her and her sister, I sold you hard. Awesome. Her and her sister do like a photo shoot of a bunch of like themselves dying in various ways. It's fake or whatever, but the 2 of them are like goth high school students, and then she turns into like a werewolf, and the entire story is basically she gets her period and turns into a werewolf around the same time. It's like it's using like lycanthropy as a metaphor for female puberty, and it's this really, really great story about like becoming a woman and like all the expectations and changes and things that happen with that. Like, as she's starting to become a werewolf, she gets like more sexual and stuff. Like, it's a really, really, really good movie. I really recommend it, and it's the right fucking time of year for it. So yeah, like if you haven't seen Ginger Snaps, do that. Fucking A tier for werewolves. A tier for werewolves. So yeah, this is my fucking ranking. I feel like sounds like a film that's good for critical film theory. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. So underrated. I did a Ginger Snaps cosplay actually a couple years ago. Um, Let me see real quick if I can find some photos of said photo shoot. I gotta go to my Twitter. Sorry, I'm just like pulling it up. Think you remember me doing that? Yeah. So like, that's me. That's me. It's Ginger from Ginger Snaps. I did the version where her hair goes all white at the end, where she turns into a vampire, because I didn't want to wear a wig or whatever. Let's see if I can get like another version of that. Yeah, this might be the next best one. So yeah, that's also me. Isn't that such a good picture? But yeah, at the end she wears like this like really like witchy outfit. That skirt that I'm wearing in the photo is actually a dress that I've like rolled to make into a skirt. Because I'm a genius. But yeah, let me see if I can find the bit from the movie where she's dressed like that so I can like give you an example. One second. There's also like a second and a third movie in the series. And like I like the second one is basically her sister getting over her turning into a werewolf, and then the third one is actually a prequel where they are in like fur trade years way back when in Canada, and like they both turn into werewolves, and I don't know, some shit happens. But yeah, so it's that outfit on the right there is kind of like the idea. I got as close to it as I could. Like I didn't have like velvet or whatever. But you can see she's got like the like eyebrow stuff that I did or whatever. So you can see like I tried to get some similarity there where I've got like contour on my eyebrows like there to try and make it kind of look similar to like fucking 9gag. But you can kind of see like similar like contour and stuff. I tried to make it look like relatively similar. I'm gonna come back to my face and close that window because I think we're done with the tier list stuff. But yeah, if there's any monsters you want to like and cryptids and stuff you want to get my opinion on. But yeah, I love Ginger Snaps, and if you haven't seen it, it's very good. Canadian films are like honestly really good sometimes, like really underrated, like cult classic Canadian films, like Cube. If you've never seen Cube is really good. I watched Cube for I think the first time after I had surgery. Don't do that. That's a bad time. Cube is really good like as a horror movie. Is there a movie night that'd be such a good time? Yeah, I really wish I could do like watch-alongs or whatever. I just don't know how to do that. I guess I could do it like in the Discord maybe. And just like share some of my favorite movies. I have pretty much every streaming service at this point, or most of them. But yeah, I love how my hair looks really short. And like, I haven't had short hair in a really long time. I'm like, oh, that's... Also, when I have short hair, it does stick straight out like that. Credit card ads, I love capitalism. I'm sorry. Which was the one with Alan Tudyk? Cube, yeah. Yeah, Cube had Alan Tudyk, I believe. Maybe? I don't remember. But Cube is really, really good. It was upsetting. So many good Dutch classic movies that are a shame that most people can't see them. Yeah, that sucks. Yeah, it sucks like the lack of exposure. The one about the cabin in the woods or whatever. Oh, Tucker and Dale versus Evil. I don't know if that's Canadian though. But that's a really good horror movie as well. It's like a comedy horror movie. It's like an inverse on the whole cabin in the woods thing where like the teenagers are actually the bad guys and the people that they think are the murderers are actually great. They're trying to help. So that's really good. It was great, yeah. Another movie that's really good, that's like a Canadian one, is Existenz. Not spelled like you think it would be. Eggs. I think it's spelled like that. So it's capital X and then like a Z at the end. Dutch movies are known for their sexual liberty. Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, Existenz. Existenz is great. It is like a cyberpunky movie where there's like a video game console that's fleshy and you have to plug into the back of your head. And it's like, you never really know when you're in the game or not in the game. It's like, because it's like VR, it's very weird. It's got Jude Law in it, I believe. It's really good and really confusing. They used to be like almost full-on porn. Like they don't shy away of anything. Yeah, like Canadian stuff is like that with horror, where like Canadian shit gets like really spooky. You've seen full-fledged 8-minute sex scenes being shown on TV. That's like, I love that about like some European cultures and stuff. And I think like some like Latin American cultures as well, where they're much more sexually liberated, because like I'd rather see a sex scene on TV than murder. And like, it's one thing if it's like fictional violence, that I don't mind so much, but like I have legitimately on CNN seen dead people and like people being murdered. I think when the Pulse nightclub shooting happened, I was in a Denny's and CNN was on, and I legitimately saw like people being shot live on TV. And it's like, you don't need to show that actually. I don't need to be eating pancake puppies while watching people die. That's not, I'd rather, like, at least sex is pleasure. It doesn't hurt anyone. Like, I just don't understand. American values are, yeah. The idea that it's better to see someone die than someone create life is just fucking stupid, and I fucking hate it. And like, as Canadians, we're too entangled with America a lot of the time. It's such a fucking problem. But yeah. Oh, what are some other good movies? What's a movie I've seen recently? Oh, God, what is the last movie I fucking saw? I've been watching mostly TV shows. I was watching, the new My Hero today. I won't spoil anyone, but I cried like a little bitch. Like, me and Steph were both like sobbing and like cuddling each other on the couch afterwards, being like, oh my God, what the fuck? Also, the only thing I will say about My Hero Academia, it's the opinion I had from season 1. Stain was right. Most people end up having sex at some point in their life. Most people don't end up murdering someone at some point during their lives. They should set priorities, I think. Yeah, exactly. What else? I've been watching a lot of What We Do in the Shadows. I watched Cyberpunk recently. Cyberpunk Edge Runners is really fucking good. Owl House season 3 episode 1 released Saturday. I don't know if you've seen it. I haven't yet. I really should. I really, really, really love Owl House. I've seen the other seasons. I fucking love that show. I love how like openly queer it is, that like it has like gay relationships, like openly non-binary people, and it's like not an issue at all. There's like the racial depictions are great. It's so fucking good. And also, I am a subjective king. King can tell me what to do. I also have an army of stuffed animals. I love King so much. But yeah, I have to see that. Chainsaw Man just came out, and I haven't read or seen anything, but I've heard good things, and I want to see that. The new Interview with a Vampire I want to see. Yeah, there's just so much good stuff to watch that it's like hard to keep up. Tell me when you do so I can be autistic at you. I will. I will. I'll tell you when I'm caught up on I'm assuming Owl House is what you mean. We will autism at each other. It'll be great. But yeah, I binge watched Death Note last month. Hell yeah, hell yeah. Oh god, what else have I been watching? Oh god, my neck hurts. Ow! Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. Why are you like this? Ugh. Special interest type. Yeah, exactly. Oh, and speaking of special interest, because I love tattoos, as you can probably tell. I like tattoos. Now, like, my whole back is done and everything. So, I have such a craving for fucking ink, and it sucks. Yeah, your body's a whole also alternative mess. Then you get movies with gay essay scenes and shit like in the 80s, like, yeah, it's, I don't understand. But yeah, what was I saying? Yes, tattoos. So I have a craving for tattoos, but I can't get new tattoos. But, because like I have no money right now, and I have a trip down south in, basically I'd have to get my tattoo in the next like 2 weeks for it to heal in time for me to go down south. Because I'm doing like a weekend vacation thing. However, I have this like, I don't know if you can see it, but I have a little brown spot on my cheek. And I've discovered that you can get cosmetic tattoos to cover that shit. So that is my plan, is I'm going to get this covered up with a tattoo. It's gonna, you won't see anything, but it'll make me feel better because this thing fucking irritates me. You want to start getting tattoos, but yeah, money. Yeah, it's one of those things you definitely have to save up for. Like, I have so many tattoos, it's ridiculous. Like, again, my whole back is done. My whole arm is done. I still have, like, you know, like, little gaps I might want to fill. Like, I have a spot, like, here and, like, here. I'm gonna put some stuff. Same with piercings. Piercings, at least, are a little bit more affordable. They're usually, like, 50, 60 bucks. Instead of, like, my smallest tattoo is, like $300. If you want to do it, you want to do it properly. Yeah, definitely go to like a proper piercing shop. Do not go to Claire's because you will get an infection and it will suck. I got my bottom lobes done in Claire's in like 2003 or something. And the gun jammed on this like bottom one here, so I had to re-pierce it myself as like a 13-year-old. I took the stud and I just shoved it through my ear. I just like pushed it through because it was at like so instead of being like, you know, if this is like the ear, instead of going like straight through like that, you know, it was like fucking, I don't know. It was, instead of going straight through like that, it was like at a weird angle. So like I had to like take the piercing out and then shove it back through straight so that it wouldn't, because like I couldn't get it to, it was just not the right shape for my ears. And then the top one here and the top one here, I pierced both of those myself with a thumbtack. Don't do that either. I did that when I was 17. Um, like we barely have clairs in the Netherlands, and they often don't. They also often don't do piercing. That's good, actually. But yeah, like tattoo piercing shops are your best bet because they'll clean it and they'll use because the gun, not only is it bad because it's like you can't sterilize it and it shoots blood everywhere. It does a lot of damage to the tissue, whereas proper piercing needles are hollow, so they just hole punch your ear. It's a lot less damage. Your ear heals a lot easier, or whatever body part you're getting pierced heals a lot easier. You can put it in straight, so that it's, you know, not rubbing or sitting weird. But yeah, my eyebrow piercing, my nose piercing, my lip piercing were all done professionally. You got your ears pierced at a jewelry store, but that was pretty okay. Yeah, basically, if they use a needle, you're good. If they use they put the stud in a thing and then shoot it at you, that's not good. It's like harder to heal, and especially like you can't get anything but like earlobe piercings with that because it'll, like, you can't do that to any other body part anyway. And if you did it to cartilage, like up here, it'll make your ear shatter, and you'll damage it really badly. Yeah, it was like a 40-year-old gun. Oh god, that's gross. More painful? It is a lot more painful. It is so much more painful. I would say getting my earlobes pierced with the Claire's shooting gun thing hurt so much more than any other piercing. The only one that came close to is my nostril, just because this is thick as hell. You didn't feel shit. I'm glad for you. My earlobe piercing hurt so much. The second earlobe piercing I did with Thumbtack, relatively speaking, didn't hurt at all. Because it was a sharp Thumbtack, and I heated it with a lighter, so it cauterized as it went through. It was great. Again, don't use a Thumbtack. It's not sterile. But, like, I mean, if you took good care of the piercing, like, that makes a lot more of a difference. Like, if you were, like, soaking and cleaning it regularly and not playing with it, not touching it, and not taking it out and just, like, leaving it alone for, like, a year, then it'll be fine. My, did both ears at different shops, and yeah, both times, no problem. That's good. That's good. You got really lucky. But yeah, my earlobes I don't think got infected, but they took a lot longer to heal than they normally would have. I think the least painful piercing I got was actually my eyebrow. Really scary because you can see the needle like in your eye. Your aunt pierced her ears with a fork. Yeah, also don't do that. Like, I know it's possible, but it's like, it's so much more likely to not be sterile and give you like a really bad infection. And it's not just like, you know, getting like an infected cut. Like, you can get really bad infections from that. Like, again, cleaning it's the most important part, but like, yeah, like I've seen people do like at-home piercings with piercing needles and like, you know, wiping down your surface, cleaning your hands, using gloves, and or washing your hands really well, and, you know, like proper piercing needles or whatever. It's just like, and again, I didn't have any issues from piercing my ears with a Thumbtack. Like, it didn't hurt, didn't bleed, it didn't get infected, but like I was lucky. Oh, your dad, when he got his ear pierced, he just pulled out the jewelry and put in some cheap ass stuff, got infected like hell. Yeah. Yeah. And like, again, like when you get piercings from like an actual piercing shop, they come like, they sanitize them and it comes in like a little baggie. Like when I got the nose ring, because you can only get pierced with a stud, and then and it's like longer, and then you have to take it out and put a ring in. So you have to leave the stud in for a while so that it'll heal. And then put the ring in. But I also, when I put my nose ring in, not only was I going from straight to curved, but I also went up a size. So putting this ring in hurt like fuck. But when I got the ring, it came like in like a little, like the same thing as when you go to like the hospital and they pull out like needles or whatever, and they're in like those sealed like paper, like a Band-Aid sort of thing where it's like all sealed. It comes like that. You pull it out and it's like clean because it's supposed to be sterilized. And then anytime I swap my piercings, I I clean it with like body safe soap. So you can't use like scented soap or like soap that's got like the antibacterial stuff's actually bad for it because it'll kill the good bacteria that protects your body. But I use like non-scented, non-moisturizing, just like regular plain ass soap, and I'll clean the piercings with that. And then let them air dry and then put them in my nose or whatever. You want to get your nostril and your eyebrow? Yeah, eyebrow is between eyebrow and nostril, I found the eyebrow was less painful to get, but it's harder to heal because it's a surface piercing, so you're like constantly like hitting it and it can catch on things and tear. And these also reject because like more often than normal piercings because they're surface piercing rather than through something. Nostril is really easy to heal, but like the actual like needle going through was like more painful than other piercings. It's still not that painful. It's just like it's gonna make your eye water because it's like going through here. So this eye will water a little bit, and you'll be like, "Ow, okay," and then it's done, and then you're fine. But yeah, can't get anything high up your ear because you have an everlasting wound on the ears. Oh god, that sucks. Yeah, I might be able to get upper ear piercings. I probably can with like an actual piercing needle. It's just because I have EDS, my cartilage is like really squishy. Like none of this is solid. I can squish this part of my nose, which you're not supposed to be able to do. My body is just weird. It's fine. God, I'm getting hungry. You're not? I'm not what? I don't remember what I said. Just your earlobes get scratched up by just wearing earrings sometimes. Oh yeah. Yeah, I have a nickel allergy, so I have to be careful. You're not supposed to be able to squish your cartilage. Not the cartilage in your nose, no. Like your ears are supposed, like everyone's ears are a little soft. Ours tend to be like softer than normal, but like, so like this bit of your nose down here is supposed to move, but this bit here, like, I don't know if you can see, like, I can like push it down. Like that's not normal. The fact that I can have no nose, that's not normal. That's not supposed to happen. And the reason I know that's not supposed to happen is because I almost broke my nose twice and it did that instead of actually breaking. And the first time you thought everyone could do that? No, they can't. That's how their nose breaks. It breaks like this cartilage bit snaps. And that's why it sets like all crooked. So you probably also can't break your nose. I don't recommend trying it. You can still get internal bleeding. Because that was the thing. The first time I almost broke my nose was at martial arts. And I saw stars and heard a crunch. And then I was completely fine. I just like I don't even think I got a nosebleed. Or got like a mild nosebleed. But it like wasn't as bad as it should have been. And then I asked my dad about it. And he's like, well, your nose isn't broken because it's straight. But like, whatever. And then the second time I hit my nose off of Steph's cheekbone in the middle of the night. I like leaned over to kiss her. And she was going this way. And we like whacked my nose off of her cheekbone, and it made this loud crunching noise. It hurt like fuck. I saw stars. It was completely fine though. And then I went to a walk-in clinic the next day just to check it out to make sure it was okay. And there was like inside right here a little bruise. And the risk of when your nose doesn't break and doesn't bleed is you can get bleeding inside of the blood vessels where it bleeds internally and doesn't actually come out your nose, and that can damage so like you damage your nose, so you can't like smell properly, or it can damage the there's like a nerve that goes like along here into your eye. So you don't want to like test it because that can go wrong. But getting piercers to completely stop you from being able to do your sports. Yeah, eyebrow piercings are really bad for that because like they can get ripped out really easy. The rings are definitely better than studs, but like yeah, eyebrow piercings are a menace. Menace. But yeah, Alice, don't throw yourself down the stairs. Don't do it. Don't do it. Even nose is also a problem. Update, I bounced. Oh my god, Alice. Even the nose is a problem? Yeah. I mean, I know when I did martial arts, I wasn't allowed to have like fingernails or anything. I had to keep them really short. And we weren't allowed to have earrings or anything like that. Alice, please. Right? Like I will say, like, I bounce too, but oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah, judo and jiu-jitsu. Well, yeah. I wouldn't do martial arts now with my piercings. You've seen someone with like their ear half gone? Oh my god, ow. Yeah, no, like if I was to do martial arts, I would take my piercings out. Especially because like this one, it can get jammed into my teeth, which like isn't great for my teeth. I would just take them out for like, now that they're fully healed, I would just take them out. I'd be fine for like an hour. I don't like taking them out, and like you shouldn't take them out for like the first like 18 months that you have them, especially not for an extended period of time. But like if you're gonna take them out and put them right back in when you're done. My ear is itchy and my head is itchy. With eyebrow it can be taped, nose is harder. Yeah. I mean, I've done photo shoots where I've had to tape this down because I had a thing over my face and it was catching on it, but yeah, in best case, it's just take it out. Burp. I'm so happy. Oh, Alice, you sent me the comic. I'm going to look at the comic. You can't stop me. I'm going to look at your comic. You can see my reaction to it live. I know what you're doing. That's so good. Probably do it when you're abroad for 1.5 years to do study shit. Yeah, that would be a good time to do it. My god. That was cute, Alice. That was cute. Ugh. Oh my god. Okay, I'm getting really hungry. A thing I was thinking about for streams in the future is, at least with, like, folks in chat that, like, I know and I've seen a few times, is, like, maybe doing, like, media share segments at some point. Like, near the end of stream, maybe, if I'm, like, not super tired. But, yeah, I think, like, you know, if you have, like, fun memes and stuff you want to share with the community, I think that would be really fun to, like, have, like, to, like, tag me in stuff or, like, share links in chat or whatever, and then we can just share memes and, like, funny videos and stuff. And I'd say, like, keep it to people who, like, I know, just because, or at the very least, like, I'll give it, like, a quick glance to make sure it's not something that's gonna get me banned off stream. But yeah, like, I trust you guys. But I think that might be really fun to do. I saw another streamer doing that, and it was like, it's really fun to sit and, like, giggle at, like, funny TikToks together and that sort of stuff. Or I could do like, just, like, a stream that's just us sharing, like, our favorite TikToks and our favorite, like, memes off of Twitter or whatever the hell. Use some stashes? Oh my god, yeah. Hello, Rowdy. Welcome to chat. It's good to see you. Welcome in. Oh god, my ear hurts. It's raining and it's giving me pressure problems. Ow, my ear. How are you? I'm good. Actually. I am hungry and tired. You're getting high with your mom. That sounds fun. Oh god, my body hurts. Trying to think. I think I need to go soonish, just because I am getting really hungry and I'm starting to get a headache because it's going to rain soon, and I can tell because my ear hurts really bad. Just like all in here. This ear is really bad with pressure changes. So I'm getting like a bit of an earache, and I need to get dinner going and stuff. Just gotta see like who's on that I can raid is the thing. Who is on? Who is on? Who is on that I can raid? Who is on? Who is on? Who is on? Ugh. I do not know who is on. Who is on? Most of my friends are not streaming today because they're all hanging out. Alice, do you have any suggestions of someone we might want to raid? Because I know you know people. I just don't know people. I don't know enough people. I'm just gonna try and see if there's like someone streaming that's part of like the greater community, if you know what I mean. Carrarium is live. She's very nice. Okay, cool. Not part of this community, but she's a lovely human. Okay, cool. Yeah, that sounds great. Yeah, because like, man, a Mistwalker. Yeah, because I've got the only two people that I follow who are streaming right now are like pretty big, and I usually like rating people who are smaller. Let me see. Twitch. Just gonna get a sense of. Oh, Carrarium's also doing a tier list. That seems like good vibes to raid into. So yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that, Alice. That is good call. Good call. Good call. You missed the stream. Next time. Oh, it's good to see you too, Codapill. I'm sorry that I'm ending. I'm gonna try and do like later streams occasionally now that I have the key light and I can, but yeah. Pew pew pew. Carrarium has like a follower only chat though, so like give them a follow and say hi for me. Share the love. But yeah, I'm gonna try and do later streams occasionally now that I have the lights to be able to do so. But yeah, I'll just stream when I can. I have no particular schedule. I try and stream Mondays, but shit happens. But yeah, I will talk to y'all later, and I hope you have a good rest of your night. And I will see you sometime this week or next week or whatever. Okay. Bye. Bye bye bye.